Hey everyone, Seth Screamo here again with Best of Wooster, and today I have Saralyn. She's going to be telling us a little about Relay for Life. Saralyn, what's going on in your world today?
I think just like the rest of Worcester, I'm trying to stay warm. How about
That's
you?
that's what I'm saying. You know, me and my wife, we just got back from Florida, and I think we may have brought on our carry-on some cold weather. I'm sorry, everyone.
Eh.
Um, So anyways, yeah, let's get into it. So first question that's on the docket here is, can you share the story behind what you do and how your journey as a cancer survivor has shaped it?
Sure. So, in short, I'm a cancer fighter, and I'm lucky enough to get to volunteer with the American Cancer Society at the local, regional, and national level, and now at the global level too. And I do that specifically through Relay for Life and through their Voices of Hope program. So, Relay for Life is a signature fundraising event for the American Cancer Society, and it brings the fight against cancer to communities throughout the globe. So, Relay for Life started in Tacoma, Washington in 1985. It was the vision of Dr. Gordy Klatt. So, we're like at 40 years of relaying going on. And in that last 40 years, Relay for Life has grown to the largest volunteer movement in the history of the world. So we're celebrating 40 years of impact right now and 30 years of impact with with our global partners. And Relay for Life happens now in more than 35 countries. The Voices of Hope program empowers survivors and caregivers to be able to share their stories as well as the mission of the American Cancer Society. So it's really cool and beautiful to be able to have words about what happened to you and to connect with someone else who has experienced the same thing but may or may not have the words to describe it. So I'm both a cancer survivor and a caregiver. And my survivor story, kind of in short, I was diagnosed with endometrial cancer at the age of 21 back in 1994. So I am a 31-year survivor, 30 years cancer free now. And yeah, thank you. And I don't say that to brag because I'm so wonderful. I say that because saying those numbers tells people long-term survivorship is absolutely possible and that thanks to early detection, cancer doesn't have to be a death sentence.
No, yeah, for sure. So I think that, no one likes hearing those words, you have cancer, right?
No.
Probably one of the darkest days of your life, I imagine, when you heard that, right? Um,
Yes.
so what inspired you to get involved in Relay for Life?
One simple question. A coworker who happened to know I was a survivor and it was a survivor herself said, Saralyn, they're starting Relay for Life in Worcester. Do you want to go? And my question was, what's Relay for Life? At that time, honestly, I was shy and I was a victim of cancer. But coming to Relay for Life, I became part of a community that fights cancer and who celebrates my survivorship. So, Relay for Life has really given me the chance to take something horrible, a cancer diagnosis, and turn it into something positive and something that I can use to help others.
Okay, yeah, no, for sure. I think, testimonies of someone going through something, right? And showing that there is hope is huge, right?
Yes.
So what are some of the biggest challenges you faced as you started advocating for cancer survivors?
There are some challenges. The first one, and it seems so basic, but the naive and the hope in me is losing people that I dearly love. When you volunteer in this space, you are exposed to more, I think, risk that way because you're dealing with a population who is affected by cancer. So I wasn't as prepared for the emotional part of that as I should have been. I think things that I've learned include sitting in an uncomfortable silence as people find their words. Like, isn't it so easy to try and finish their sentence or put words into their mouth, but sitting there in the silence while they're figuring out how they want to share and what they want to share? And then also learning to respect boundaries. Some people are loud and proud about it, and other people are really uncomfortable. And sometimes you have to ask some of those questions that are a little uncomfortable themselves to say, hey, I need to know where you're comfortable. So let me ask you this, and we know how to proceed.
Yeah, for sure. I think that everyone deals with things, stressors a little different, right?
Yes.
So how did you find that this was a field where you were meant to be?
I think I stumbled into it. You have the physical things, like it's something that energizes you rather than sucks life out of you. even with the hard work and the hard times. And hopefully you're seeing this, but it's something I light up when I talk about because I am passionate about it. And I think for me, what probably sealed the deal is being able to make a difference for other people. And that's huge. If you like, service is a huge part of life.
Oh, yeah, it's huge. I mean, you can't expect to change the world if you're not willing to change yourself, right? Now you shared that you love leadership and relationship books. Do you have a favorite book that has had like a lasting impact on your work or life?
So, a couple of them. So, have you read The Five Love Languages?
Yes.
And, honestly, I put that one off for a long time because I didn't understand that it's not just about romantic
Oh yeah.
relationships. It's about you can relate it to your coworkers, to your nieces, to your kids. It's being able to speak the language that means the most to them.
It's a
So, highly
communication book
recommend
more than
that one.
anything, Yeah.
Yeah, and then anything by Brené Brown. If you haven't read her or listened to her, do it. So she's an author, and honestly, rather than leadership, I think she teaches more principles about being human. But she is a researcher on shame, and it's one of those things that if there's something I'm embarrassed about, and I'm like, I don't want Seth to know that, and it's but if Seth and I acknowledge it and get past it, I get to heal from it. I don't spend time worrying that Seth's going to find out, that kind of stuff. And it makes you a better human being overall. Her books, like seriously, anything Brene Brown, put it on your list.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. What significant personal transformations have you experienced since starting this journey?
So, can I share with you? I'm an accountant by trade, and we're not known as a public speaking people, right?
Yeah.
So, public speaking skills and having confidence to do that. I also think finding my passion and the ability to elevate others. Like, you have to have something within you. I always thought you had to be here to be able to elevate others. You can be anywhere and elevate others and bring them up with you. So that's one thing that has been fantastic in my life. And then I think also I've really learned that I need to take time to rest and recharge, that you can't be on all of the time and be useful to other people. So I take a break and my rule is the work goes away and the friendships stay. And it's at least 2 weeks a year that I do this and just back off, keep notes if something, sparks your interest while you're taking your break, and then come back to it with renewed passion and creativity.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Being able to refill your cup is huge,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Um, how do you stay connected with a global community through Relay for Life, and what makes those connections meaningful?
So, as weird as it sounds, so I had a call this morning and one of our staff partners in Spain. Like that's a normal thing. Video calls are how we all stay connected. Social media helps us stay connected. WhatsApp helps us stay connected. But it's how you use those. So, one of the teams that I'm on, we do team bonding 10 minutes out of every hour. And it's, the goofy questions, and you laugh together and you bond together and you get to know each other. Simple things like asking, what language do you read your books in? Because, not everybody, English isn't their first language. And
Sure,
it's
yeah.
really interesting to me. So I think what really keeps us connected is having a shared mission. No matter, if the win happens here or in Belgium, it's something that can be celebrated all around the world. And I also think, honestly, being authentic and vulnerable. And I know that those are uncomfortable places for a lot of
For a lot
people,
of people, yes.
but when you're authentically yourself, you come to the meeting and you're yourself. There's nothing to remember, there's nothing to try and be special about. And being vulnerable, these are people that I can share. Hey, my doctor called me back about this preventative test. I'm a little scared. And they walk through it with you because vulnerability and authenticity means that they know the real you.
Well, yeah, especially nowadays, I feel like some people out there, especially on social media, they live behind a mask almost, right? And like when you see them out in the real world, it's like a totally different person, right?
Yes.
So where do you see yourself and your mission throughout the next 5 years?
Okay. I would love to tell you, Seth, we're going to cure cancer in 5 years. I think we're going to make great strides in the fight against cancer. Have you heard of biomarker testing?
Yes, actually, yeah,
Okay.
I did a training on that with Precision Nutrition. We were talking about that stuff. Yeah. So
So biomarker testing, for anyone who doesn't know, is taking a tissue, blood, other type of sample to the lab, and they're able to determine genetic and protein markers in it. What that means is that your doctor's able to diagnose specifically what you have, treat specifically what you have, and then also judge your progress as you're going. But in the biomarker testing, when they can treat specifically what you have, it means that we can limit side effects for things that you don't need in your body and actually target what's going on. So I see that being a huge, 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 huge progress in the next 5 years. As far as for me, um, dude, I'll still be fighting cancer.
yeah.
So I lost a very good friend in 2016, and a few hours before she passed, I promised her that I would fight cancer until every mother gets to grow up, watch her kids grow up. So that's my commitment, and that's where I'll be.
All right. Well, very passionate, that's for sure. What advice would you give to someone listening who wants to make a difference in their community or on a global scale?
So, first of all, find your people, find the right people, because being with the right people can elevate you to places you never knew you could go. And if there's already a team that's doing what you want to do, join the team. You don't have to start out on your own to make a difference. Learn as much as you can about the cause that you're passionate about. Make sure you're looking up reputable sources and learn everything you can. Again, be authentic and sometimes vulnerable and add yourself into, in my case, the fight against cancer. And I think something that we kind of forget in the team building part is celebrating and magnifying the strengths of other people. So if I would say, Seth, do you want to join me at Relay for Life? And you say, sure, I want to do this. You know what? The two of us together have more time than I could have by myself, and we're fighting cancer that much more. So I think that in doing that, make sure that you're finding the right people and elevating them and bringing them with you because it creates more resources and more passion.
Oh yeah, it's easier to work together than it is to be separate. Finding your tribe, right, your community is key because there are going to be some days where it's you don't want to move forward, right? And having that support and that team is going to help you get there. So
Well, and can we also say about the teamwork? Like there are times in what I do that, you're not strong, you're not your best self. And because I'm part of a team, my teammates are picking up the slack and they're still fighting cancer on the days that I just need to be quiet and heal from something.
oh yeah,
And that's incredible.
yeah. So it's just the effort is always multiplied when you have more people, right?
Yes.
Do you have any friends, family, or mentors that you like to recognize in their role in your success?
Oh, goodness. There are so many. First, my parents, they have always unconditional love. And I appreciate that so much and support. Within the American Cancer Society, I've had staff partners throughout the way. They pair you with somebody, and I mean, you're a team. So Joanne Crank and Lauren Lineweber both have given me opportunities that I never dreamed would come my way. Alex Barron and Lindsay Pugh were both incredible staff partners. We had different strengths, but they magnified each other and we became better together. My current team is Matt Lewis, Lauren McCormick, and Michael Jacobson. And somehow they invited me to join them. They are a powerhouse, and I get to be part of the powerhouse in Global Relay for Life. We do strategy, and it's fulfilling and wonderful work. And friends here, the ones who, and the support doesn't mean donating to my fundraiser. The support means, hey, how are you doing today? Or sharing out something, sharing on social media is a great way to show support, even if you don't want to make a financial contribution. That's that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that the power of social media sometimes it can really magnify someone's efforts, right?
Yes.
Um, it's Friday night and you're going out to eat. Where are you going?
So honestly, we usually go out to eat during the week because
Okay.
I'm kind of crowd avoidant. But honestly, take out Coachy House at home is my perfect Friday night.
Go taking bakes. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. Where can people typically find you around Worcester?
So honestly, home. I like home, but I work for the city of Worcester, so you can find me at City Hall a number of hours every day. And I also visit my parents regularly, if you know Wayne and Diane Lash. But probably the place you can find me most is during the weekdays. We like take out at JFB. So head to the brewery and you'll likely find me there.
All right, gotcha. What's your favorite beer there?
Ooh, coffee porter, hands down.
I'll have to talk to Paul, see if I can get you a special one. What's your favorite movie and why does it resonate with you?
So for me, movies are fun. They're entertainment. I honestly am not looking for something that makes me think really hard.
Mm.
I want to laugh. So while you were sleeping, and yes, I totally went the chick flick route on that. But so in addition to the romantic story, there's a big crazy family and there's weird dialogue and there's fun and there's laughter. And it kind of reminds me to be thankful for that kind of stuff in my life because not everybody has family to go have dinner with. Not everybody has the crazy memories of somebody saying something goofy. So it kind of reminds me to be super thankful for what I do have.
Yeah, for sure. So there's always someone that your worst days, they're going to be their best day, right?
Yeah.
What's the best thing in your life right now?
Ooh, okay. I feel like Ohio State has taught us this. For me, it really is having Jesus Christ as my personal savior. Here on earth, being an auntie, hands down. I have 2 nieces, and can I tell you that 12-year-old still actually thinks I'm cool. So I'm going to ride that one as long as I can.
Yeah, see, I got 2 little ones. So yeah, right now I'm cool. My wife's cool, but I imagine that's going to change when they become teenagers. So what's one message you'd like to leave the Worcester community about hope, resilience, and fighting cancer?
Okay. Resilience and fighting cancer. Can I kind of choose one on each?
Yep.
So fighting cancer, get your preventative testing. Talk to your doctor about what tests are right for you at your age and your health and that kind of thing. So early detection saves lives, period. Make sure that you're doing those tests because your health is a gift for you and for your loved ones. So even if you're just like, dude, I do not want to do this, a skin cancer screening takes 20 minutes a year. 20 minutes of uncomfortable for 1 year is worth knowing that you're okay. So get your preventative testing. As far as resilience, don't we all think of resilience as kind of you just bounce back from whatever's thrown at you? I'm going to challenge you that resilience is a little more than that. It's actually healing from what has hurt you. So make sure that you're doing it in a way that you get to heal fully, because sometimes doing it right is better than doing it fast. So make sure that resilience really is healing for you. And hope has come up a couple times, and I have to tell you, hope is my favorite word. Like I have it tattooed on my wrist so that I always have it with me. So survival only really happens when we have hope. Hope can help us through the darkest of times, and it gives us a possibility even when everything is unknown. So if you want to, you can make hope your way of life, and trust me, it's a really awesome way to live.
Awesome. Good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So is there anything else that you think our listeners need to know about?
They need to know about me. Probably not, to be honest. Do you ever feel like you're a little bit boring in real life?
Sometimes, yeah. But that's a good thing, though. Sometimes you want a boring life so that way you can magnify and do other things better, right?
Yes. I guess something you probably need to know about me is I probably have the best friends that a girl could have. There are other parts of my life that even when they're off the rails, I have the absolute best group of friends a girl could ever have. And I'm very thankful for that.
Good. Yeah, it's always good to have friends. So how can people get in contact with you for Relay for Life?
So honestly, Relay for Life, we relay up in Medina County now. So it is June 7th, starting at 10 a.m. and relayforlife.org/Medina will give you all the information on the event. If you want to get in contact with me, honestly, I have a very unique name, so find me on Facebook. I told you I work at the City of Worcester, you're able to contact me there too. We'll take it offline, so that we're not using taxpayer time, but you're able to make contact that way as well.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Everyone, if you need any other contact information, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. My number is 330-221-47. And thank you so much for being on the show. And I hope everyone that's listening has a great day.